Dapt IT delivered yet another strong set of financial results for the year to end 30th June 2015, growing headline earnings per share by 35%. I'm now joined in studio by Dapt IT Chief Executive Sbu Shabalala. So good to have you with us as always. A pity that we only see you twice a year, right?
I'm sorry about that, Gugu, but unfortunately that's how we like it to be.
Exactly.
We like to deliver results and then come and see you.
Exactly. Let's get a quick review of the results. Looking at the headlines, clearly being driven by a lot of the acquisitive growth, but also organic growth internally in the company. Certainly something that has exceeded expectations.
Certainly. We looked at organic growth in the last year, and at 15% we were saying, yes, the market is tough, but surely we can do more. And the team has come through. I mean, the team has worked in all sectors have grown, and our margins have improved in all sectors. And therefore, we are quite pleased with the 18% organic growth that has been delivered. And that accompanied with the 24% growth that comes from the acquisitive growth side, I believe it was stellar results from the team.
I'm glad you touched on acquisitions, because obviously the question is, are you looking to acquire more businesses in future? Given the fact that 77% of your revenue comes from SA, about 10% from the rest of the continent, and the balance from other offshore markets. Are you looking to change this ratio perhaps?
That's exactly what we've said to shareholders. And what we would like to do is diversify the business. And diversification talks to product diversification by having our different solutions to diversify the earnings potential. So that means the South African rand, offshore currency. So we are on a process of doing that, and I believe now that 77% of our business is still in South Africa, we would like to continue growing that, but grow our offshore business as well, because we earn Forex, and it's the right time to do so.
Exactly, especially with the rand at what, 12.90 against the dollar? You can't be complaining. But having said that, are there particular markets that you've highlighted? I know you're already in New Zealand, looking to go anywhere else? Yes,
I believe that certainly our New Zealand market, we've only touched the tip of the iceberg there. The education market there is open for our services, and therefore with the SMSS acquisition, because we talked about an acquisition in New Zealand, we believe that there's a lot of growth that's going to come from that market. The Australasia market, it already forms about 4% of our business, but we've also seen growth from the US, because 8% of our business comes from the US. So they're pulling our software, and it's being utilized in that country.
As you approach these developed economies, how important is it to ensure that you protect your intellectual property?
Well, we are fortunate that in mature markets, they understand the intellectual property laws. So we come from South Africa, so going into the US is very easy. But what is most important is our IP is very deep. I mean, our deep vertical understanding and the IP that we write, it's not easy to replicate, particularly because we build efficiencies into our software, the efficiencies that make campuses work, that make manufacturing businesses work. We've been at this for a long time, so I think we're quite well in protecting the IP, because when you buy a Dapt IT share, you buy into the IP from our people, there's a big program of maintaining our people and growing our workforce. I mean, we are at 500 people now, 550 and more, in fact. There'll be more. And also protecting our software, which is, I mean, all the different areas of software we have, we're quite happy with that.
I'd like to focus on one of the elements you highlighted there, which is your people. And you have the IT Skills College, if I'm not mistaken, academy, yes, that you're working on. How significant is the skills shortage in South Africa? Because there was a time, if you recall, where IT was the thing to study, and that kind of filtered away. Are you finding the fact that you need to retain skills and also develop them even so much more challenging, especially given the high unemployment rate in South Africa?
Certainly. I think we as a business, we took a strategic view and said, let's look at the ecosystem. How can we encourage youngsters to take up ICT as a career? So we've spent about 1.6 million to date on learning centers. So we've opened about 3 learning centers across the country where you can come learn ICT as a student. Then further, we've looked at the postgraduate market and said, let's get postgraduate ICT students, but bring them, fast track them into software development as well as management. And we've done that successfully. In fact, we've retained all of the guys that started the program and are now employed at Adapt IT, and they, you know, that's our contribution, but it is meant to mitigate the risk of not having skills into the future. So we take a holistic view on that.
We certainly wish you all the best, and congratulations on your share price as well. Just 3 years ago, it was just above 1 rand. Today, just shy of 10 rand a share. So clearly you're doing something right. Thank you so much for your time today. That was Sbu Shabalala, the Chief Executive of Adapt IT.